prizes. A local female has been reported missing. Jackie Pearson was last seen on July 8th. Anyone with information on her whereabouts or if you've seen her, you are asked to contact the Economy Police Department at 724-869-7877. Gas prices are 2 cents lower in western PA this week, averaging out at $3.75 per gallon, according to AAA East Central's gas price report. The national average for a gallon of gas fell 2 cents to $3.50 since last week. Lower oil costs and lower demand are helping to decrease gas prices. Today's national average is still 5 cents more than a month ago, but 9 cents less than a year ago. The average price you can expect to pay for a gallon of gas here in Beaver County is $3.84. Cleveland Cliffs says it will produce electrical transformers at a West Virginia facility that closed earlier this year. Cleveland Cliffs plans to reopen the Weirton facility in early 2026. The company says as many as 600 union workers who were laid off will have the chance to work at the new facility. The state of West Virginia is providing a $50 million forgivable loan as part of the company's $150 million investment. The company's tin plant in Weirton shut down in February, and 900 workers were idled after the International Trade Commission voted against imposing tariffs on tin imports. Delta Airlines is struggling for a fourth straight day to recover from the tech outage last week, even as other airlines are returning to nearly normal levels of service. Delta canceled more than 700 flights Monday, bringing its total since the outage started Friday to more than 5,500 cancellations. That's according to travel data provider Serum. Delta's woeful performance is drawing unwanted attention from the federal government. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says he spoke to Delta CEO Ed Bastian about the cancellations. Buttigieg says he expects Delta to issue quick refunds and to pay for hotels and meals for customers who are stranded by the ongoing cancellations. The American Red Cross is urging donors to give blood or platelets now to reinforce the blood supply as much as possible before the summer winds down. Donors remain critically needed to support the Red Cross delivery of vital blood products, which are in demand around the clock as hospitals work to save lives. In thanks, those who give during the entire month of August will get a $20 Amazon gift card by email. You can visit redcrossblood.org/help for details. And U.S. Senator Bob Casey has announced $396 million in new competitive grant funding from the Inflation Reduction Act to help PA manufacturers lead the way in clean manufacturing. The program will create good jobs, benefit historically disadvantaged communities, and ensure that Pennsylvania manufacturing continues to create in-demand goods for the American and global markets. The EPA funding comes from the IRA's Climate Pollution Reduction Grant Program, which supports industrial decarbonization projects.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
Here's the Beaver County forecast.
We'll see some patchy fog this morning. Otherwise, a mix of clouds and sun. We'll reach a high near 84. Cloudy with a chance of thunderstorms tonight. We'll see a low around 68. Mostly sunny tomorrow. We may see some showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon through the evening. Look for a high near 86. Partly sunny on Thursday with some rain and possible thunderstorms throughout the day. We'll see a high near 82 and lots of sunshine in the forecast for Friday. A high near 83 is expected. I'm Lisa Marie with your Beaver County weather.
On this Tuesday, July the 23rd of 2024, at 10 minutes past 9, we've got a temperature of 70 degrees with partly sunny skies in Beaver County. That's a look at the news for now. I'm Curtis Walsh on 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP, also streaming at beavercountyradio.com.
Teleforum is on the air on Beaver County Radio, 99.3 FM and 1230 WBVP. The show is presented by East Rochester and Tuska Shop and Saves. And now, here is the host of the show, Eddie Crow.
Today is, you know how Springsteen sometimes will be out on tour and in the middle of nothing will show up unannounced and it'll rock out? That's what's going on today. Tom Young is here. Tom Young was supposed to be here a week or two ago, and schedules got jacked up, and we're going to do the Make Good concert now. And I'm assuming you're opening with Rosalita. How are you, Mr. Young?
I'm absolutely wonderful, Eddie. Back from vacation. You know,
How was it?
When I was here last month, let me explain.
Okay.
When I was here last month, and I filled in for you for the 3 days, and then a week later I did my show, and I told Frank, I said, in July, I'm going to be on vacation, so we need to move the week show. And he said, okay, and I left and went on vacation. And I take responsibility. I should have called Frank and reminded him. My fault. I apologize, folks. Thank you for calling. I understand there were a few people that called in last week when Tom didn't show up.
Yeah, there were.
And
yes,
that warms my heart very, very much.
To know you were missed.
Absolutely. You know, I've been at this, Tom Young, 49 years in the financial service business. You know, I'm a personal coach, a life coach, a business coach. I look at what I do as more coaching than anything else, and I help people acquire products and services that they want and need for their own type of planning. I've authored several books: The Family Money Farm, The CFO Project, Financial Mastery Coaching, The Blueprint, Jumpstart Your Financial Freedom, Life Insurance, Will It Pay When I Die, and was co-author with Kim Butler for Live Your Life Insurance. And I've been published articles in several national magazines, and literally had an article years ago when I wrote the book, Life Insurance, Will It Pay When You Die? I wrote an article about, and the title of the article was Widows Die Destitute Because of Loss of Husband's Life Insurance. And there's a story I'll tell about that I just went through. But that article, when I published it on The Wire, it actually was picked up worldwide. It went around the world. And that was what led to me to actually publish the book that we published that day. But I start every program with a prayer. So we pray for everybody in the world. There are so many places on fire right now. Ukraine, Russia, what's going on in Israel, and of course the COVID stuff that has affected everybody in the world over the last 4 years. And they're still, they're still trying to shove masks at us in some way or another, and wondering what the next pandemic's going to be. But we pray for those that have had their health impaired, lost loved ones, and we especially pray for the loved ones that have been lost. We pray for those in Ukraine and Israel that have been murdered, killed, and the destruction that's going on there. We pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
You know, Eddie, I missed you last week. I
want to ask you questions about your vacation, but I'm keeping quiet. Was it vacations are one of two things? You either come back relaxed or you come back more wound up than when you left.
I come back relaxed.
Okay.
The only problem I have is I've always, in my whole life, I've had a back issue, and I come back 14 hours driving in the car, going down and then coming back. And so I got a low back problem. I saw the chiropractor yesterday, and
could be worse. You could be sitting in an airport trying to fly Delta.
Well, you know, we'll get into that today because, you know, I talk about a lot of subjects, and I'll throw this out at you that be aware of July 30th. And we'll talk more about that as we go on in the show.
That's ominous.
Beware of July 30th.
Okay.
I'm getting a lot of vibes from a lot of different sources. Some people say, well, another conspiracy theory. But you know, was the thing that happened to the airlines last week and and worldwide.
Oh, yeah.
This wasn't just here; it was worldwide.
Yep.
And maybe it was the test of the EBS shutdown. You know what the EBS is? Emergency Broadcast System.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the loud horn that thing.
Yeah. So if you got up tomorrow morning and you turned your TV on, the radio on, and everything on, and all there was the EBS telling you to stay home for a few days, and there will be more instructions coming.
Which they can do right now with the flip of a switch with anything electronic in your home.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It would appear on your phone, your TV, your
Yep.
radio, car radio, computer, everywhere. And you know, I've talked about Nasara, Jassara. We've talked about that. And I truly believe that we are approaching the pinnacle of the top of the curve, where there is no fix to where we're at financially in America. There was where to go. I had a study here. There is a thing called a Monte Carlo simulation, and what that is, they use it in securities and investments. So they put together your plan, and then the computer does 1 million or more iterations.
All right, it runs
And it does it in a few minutes.
simulations.
I mean,
Right.
to what is the percentage chance that your retirement plan is going to work, whatever you got put together? And it may come back and say, well, you know, it's only a 70% chance. Might come back and it's a 20% chance. I might come back and say it's a 94% chance that your retirement plan that you have has a 94% chance of accomplishment. And I always say to people, if you got on the airplane this morning and the pilot, they close the door and you're sitting in your seat and the pilot come on and says, good morning, good morning.
Yeah.
I just wanted to let you know we got a 94% chance we're going to get to Detroit today.
No.
Would you?
No.
There would be mass exit.
That means 6 out of 100 ain't going to make it, and that's 6 planes, and it ain't yet. No, thank you. No.
That's
No.
exactly right. And what that really means is this Monte Carlo simulation, and I thought I had it here, but what I'll tell you what it says is it said that right now there is no Monte Carlo simulation that works in our current financial atmosphere of the U.S. government.
Meaning
The crash is imminent.
it ain't, no matter what your plan is.
No matter what we do, it is
you're-
unfixable. And using this Monte Carlo system, and it just come back and said there are no solutions to the current problem.
Okay, can we do what we often do and change the system to something that, at least on paper, gives us a better chance?
Well,
What happens? What happens when it does hit the top of the bell curve?
Well, I'll refer back. Excuse me a minute.
That's all right. I'm just thinking about my retirement.
My nose is still running along the side of the car coming back on that 14-hour trip coming back from North Carolina. But anyway, if you look at all of the pieces, and I talk about a lot of different things, and Tom, is that a conspiracy theory? Well, I understand there are a lot of conspiracy theories. In the last 8 years, there was a whole host of them, Russia, collusion, and all the things that were conspiracy theories have turned out that they were all lies, perpetrated by the other political party and the people that were head of it at that time. But there are still vast amounts of people that are still closed-minded and aren't willing to do any research on their own. And so I believe the plan has been being worked on for some time to make the major change back to the Republic of America, not the corporation it is today that's bankrupt. The U.S. United States of America is bankrupt today. They cannot every year continue to borrow money. Here's the debt numbers right now.
Let me guess. I usually get it 346 trillion. Did I get close?
It's 34 trillion, 995 billion. So we're right now on the cusp of turning 35 billion, or I'm sorry,
Trillion.
35 trillion. And how much is a trillion, Eddie? That's 1,000 billion. Okay, a billion is 1,000 million. So let's get some context in what we're talking about. Now, here's another number. I was looking at my notes, and I found August. This is of 22, so that was 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. The debt was 30,650 trillion. 30,650 billion. Today, it's on the cusp of 35 trillion. So in 2 years, it's increased by 5 trillion. So that's more than 2 trillion a year.
That's more than 2,000 billion a year.
You got it. Now,
That's
the
insane.
unfunded liability, this is the one that I follow. And in December of 2019, which is 5 years ago, and I did a video. It's called The Wicked Wicked Game. I'd love for you all to watch it and listen to it. Email me. I'll send you the link to get the video. It's on YouTube. You can go in and put in The Wicked Wicked Game by Thomas W. Young, and it will come up. But the debt at that time was 117 trillion unfunded liability. Now, what is that? That's the Social Security, Medicare Part A, B, and D, and all the pensions and benefits for all the 23 million government employees and all the military. So which one of those, Eddie, can we say we're not going to pay?
Yeah,
you get my point.
That's an
now,
impossible
that was 119 trillion unfunded liability 5 years ago.
So a
and
third.
right now it's 217 trillion, 502 billion.
More than a third.
It has almost doubled in 5 years. So we're on this path, and I've talked about it for a long time, that is totally unsustainable. And at that time, let's see, the per person was, well, right now, per citizen, the debt and unfunded liability is, your share, Eddie, is $748,252.
Good luck with that.
That's your share.
Good luck with that.
So there's no way on God's green earth that this is going to get paid. So the theory with NESARA is the restart. In other words, just like what NESARA says, and I'll read a couple things, zeroes out all credit card, mortgage, and other banks.
Just a complete reset. Nobody owes nobody nothing. Let's start again.
Well, the Federal Reserve is broke. They are in the red. If they were a bank, they would be in default right now. They are losing billions of dollars a month because what the Federal Reserve does is they...
I love when I learned so much from you, and a reminder of something that you taught me earlier. The Federal Reserve sounds like a federal government thing, and
it's not.
It's not at all.
If you want to read a good book, go get a book called The Creature of Jekyll Island. Federal Reserve was created in 1913 by a bunch of rich bankers and rich businessmen to take over control of the currency. I mean, that goes back to Rothschild. If you go to usdebtclock.org, and up in the upper right-hand corner, you can go back into the past. And when you click on that, you'll find back in 1790, the first Rothschild. His statement was, I don't care who the politicians are, give me control of the money.
Yep.
And that was his statement because he started the beginning of international banking in 1790. And the Rothschilds have been in control of the banking ever since that. If you go and do research about the Rothschilds, you're going to find all these conspiracy theories that, that they're really a clandestine family that's dying off. And on the other side of that, they're worth about $50 trillion because of their ownership in all the banking systems in the world. So zeroes out debt. What that simply means is the Federal Reserve, which is bankrupt right now, they're gone. They eat it. It's over. So there's no more debt, and that's gone. However, what happens from there, it's a jubilee of debt forgiveness of debt, abolishes the income tax, abolishes the IRS, and employees of the IRS are transferred to the U.S. Treasury National Sales Tax area. So there is no more income tax. It's a flat sales tax, creates a 14% flat rate, non-essential, new items only, sales tax revenue for the government. Increases benefits for senior citizens, creates new U.S. Treasury rainbow currency. Now, I've showed you on my phone, I own through a digital wallet, I own rainbow currency. Now, how could I do that if this is a conspiracy theory? I own rainbow currency. I have put some of my own money in that account to buy rainbow currency. And that leads me, let me jump off of that a minute. And the rainbow currency is backed by gold, silver, and precious metals. We're going back to a gold standard currency. Okay, if you would like a copy of this list, there's two sides to it. There's a lot of stuff on here. You can email me at firedupt@comcast.net, firedupt@comcast.net, and I will send this to you. And we're going to take a break here, and when we come back, we're going to get into the quantum financial system.
Okay.
That's the new money.
That's the new
quantum
money.
Financial system.
The money that will replace our money once we start heading down the bell curve.
Correct.
Tom Young, First Consultants, is my guest. It's Teleforum. It's Beaver County Radio, live from the Fry Transportation Studios.
It's summer, and that means it's time to get going and enjoy the warm weather. If you're inclined to enjoy the outdoors and have a good time, your truck is your lifeline to towing recreational vehicles, campers, boats, and carrying jet skis, fishing gear, and suitcases. The folks at Boone Township Ford know that for families that like to travel and vacation, the Ford F-150 truck is the vehicle for you. Get a 2024 Ford F-150 XL with 0% APR financing for 36 months. No matter where your summer vacation takes you, you can be sure that a Ford F-150 from Boone Township Ford will make your adventure much more fun. No wonder that it's the most popular vehicle sold in the U.S. Ford's F-150 is the quintessential American truck to celebrate all of the summer holidays. Get going now to Boone Township Ford's showroom on University Boulevard across from Robert Morris.
Delconi's Boone Township Ford, where friends send friends.
Looking for a great job opportunity? McDonald's now has full-time and part-time positions available to fit your lifestyle and needs. Set up your own hours and have a lot of fun too. Whatever your situation is, McDonald's has a place for you. Apply today at mchire.com. McDonald's is here for you. I'm loving it.
You're listening to Beaver County Radio, coming to you live from the Fry Transportation Studios. Beaver County Radio and Fry Transportation, a winning team. 99.3 FM and 1230 WBVP, providing news, sports, and information for 76 years.
Summer fun starts at the East Rochester and Tuska Shop and Saves. They have everything you need to enjoy your summer. Fire up the grill with their top quality meats, juicy steaks, tender chicken, and mouth-watering ribs along with burgers. Cool down with a great selection of wines and explore the famous beer cave for an extensive variety of brews. Don't miss out on amazing weekly specials and save money at the pump with every dollar you spend. Stop by the East Rochester and Tuska Shop and Save today for everything that you need this summer.
When accidents and injuries happen, you need the experience and insight of the legal team at Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George. Since 1934, they've been committed to the physical and financial recovery of personal injury victims. Why choose the law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George? Attorney Larry Kelly explains.
First of all, we've been AV rated by Martindale Hubbell. It's the highest rating you can get for legal ability and ethics, and that comes from our peers. We have board-certified civil trial specialist, which is like another bar exam. Would you go to a doctor who is not board-certified? Probably not. I've always said, and I tell my daughters, I have 3 daughters who are attorneys. Those in the profession know. The lawyers of LGKG have the respect of our peers, and that's all I ever cared about.
For your free initial consultation, call the law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George at 724-658-8535 or online at lgkg.com. Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George, keeping promises for over 80 years.
If you own a company or a small business, you might have considered advertising on radio. It's smart because radio is still the most far-reaching media outlet today. WBVP and WMBA can get you results. Get more information at beavercountyradio.com.
Beaver County Radio's news source, 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and streaming at beavercountyradio.com. Here's Curtis Walsh.
Good morning on this Tuesday, July the 23rd of 2024. We can expect partly sunny skies today with some rain showers later on, reaching a high of about 84 degrees. We'll have a complete Beaver County radio weather forecast after we take this look at news. A backpack giveaway is set to take place at the Beaver Valley Mall. Shell Polymers Monaca has announced they have teamed up with the Beaver County Children and Youth Services Truancy Intervention Program to supply backpacks that are stuffed with school supplies to students in the county while supplies last. The event, which is called School is Cool, will be held at the Beaver Valley Mall on Thursday, August 1st from 11 a.m. till 3 p.m. In addition to the book bag giveaway, attendees can also participate in fun activities, connect with area service providers, receive a haircut, and even enter to win giveaways and raffle prizes. A local female has been reported missing. Jackie Parison was last seen on July 8th. If anybody sees her or has information on her whereabouts, they are told to contact the Economy Police Department by calling 724-869-7877. The Red Cross is urging donors to give blood or platelets to reinforce the blood supply as the summer months wind down. Donors remain critically needed to support the Red Cross delivery of blood products, which are in demand around the clock as hospitals work to save lives. In thanks, all that give in the month of August will get a $20 Amazon.com gift card by email. Those who are interested can visit redcrossblood.org/help for details. Gas prices 2 cents lower in Western PA this week, averaging at $3.75 per gallon. That's according to AAA East Central's gas price report. The national average for a gallon of gas fell a couple cents to $3.50 since last week. Lower oil costs and lower demand are helping to decrease those prices. Today's national average is still 5 cents more than a month ago, but it's 9 cents lower than a year ago. The average price you can expect to pay when pulling up to the pump here in Beaver County is $3.84 a gallon. Officials have released body camera video that reveals a chaotic scene in which a black woman in Springfield, Illinois, who called 911 for help, was shot in the face in her home by a white sheriff's deputy. The video released Monday shows a tense moment in which former Sangamon County Sheriff's Deputy Sean Grayson yells at Sonia Massey over moving a pot from the stove. She and Grayson seemed to share a laugh over the pan of steaming hot water before she said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." He threatens to shoot her. She ducks down, and Grayson proceeded to fire his pistol at her 3 times. Grayson has pled not guilty to charges of first-degree murder, aggravated battery with a firearm, and official misconduct. A defamation suit against Fox News by a government official who served on a short-lived U.S. government media disinformation board is being dismissed by a federal judge. The lawsuit, Nina Jankowicz alleged that Fox News had defamed her on numerous occasions, leading to waves of online attacks and threats of violence after the formation of the Disinformation Governance Board, where she served as a director. In May of 2022, just weeks after its launch, the Department of Homeland Security paused the board's work and accepted Jankowicz's resignation. The board was officially dissolved and its charter resigned in August of that same year. Fox News says the lawsuit was politically motivated. And for NBA fans, Turner Sports intends to continue its longtime relationship with the NBA. Warner Brothers Discovery informed the league Monday that it will match the $1.8 billion per year offer by Amazon Prime Video. Turner has had an NBA package since 1984, and games have been on TNT since the network launched in 1988. The NBA's Board of Governors approved the league's 11-year media rights deal with Disney, NBC, and Amazon at its meeting in Las Vegas Tuesday. Warner Brothers received all 3 contracts Wednesday, which started the 5-day clock on whether it wanted to match. An NBA spokesperson says the league is reviewing the matching offer.
Here's the Beaver County forecast.
We'll see some patchy fog this morning. Otherwise, a mix of clouds and sun. We'll reach a high near 84. Cloudy with a chance of thunderstorms tonight. We'll see a low around 68. Mostly sunny tomorrow. We may see some showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon through the evening. Look for a high near 86. Partly sunny on Thursday with some rain and possible thunderstorms throughout the day. We'll see a high near 82 and lots of sunshine in the forecast for Friday. A high near 83 is expected. I'm Lisa Marie with your Beaver County weather.
On this Tuesday, July the 23rd of 2024, at 35 minutes past 9, we've got a temperature of 71 degrees with partly sunny skies in Beaver County. That's a look at the news for now. I'm Curtis Walsh on 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP, also streaming at beavercountyradio.com.
Talk about what's happening in Beaver County or around the world on Teleforum. 724-843-1888. 724-774-1888. It's Teleforum with Eddie Crow.
I very much enjoy talking with people that make me think and make me wonder and make me scurry off later and go look stuff up. And Tom Young is absolutely one of them. Tom Young of First Consultants, my guest this first hour. Every time, man, you show up, I'm like, I never thought of that. I'm going to go check that out.
Well, all the things I talk about, Eddie, and I just don't believe me, folks. Don't listen to anything I say, but I challenge you to do your own research. That's why I give you links and places to go and look this stuff up.
And that's different. Most people that have theories that maybe aren't the norm, they don't give you the links. They don't tell you where the information is. No. This is being live streamed on our Facebook.
Cool.
At the same time, you're live streaming.
The NESARA GESARA documents, they are talked about by a guy named Dr. Scott Young. Not related. He's on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube and you put in Dr. Scott Young space NESARA, NESARA, and you will find a plethora. You like that word, plethora?
I love the word plethora.
Plethora of information. And he has dozens and dozens of 20, 30-minute videos on talking about all of this stuff that I'm talking about, how it's biblical, how it is going to happen, and it is already happening behind the scenes. It's the curtain, like the Wizard of Oz. What's going on behind the curtain?
Don't look behind the curtain.
And I challenge people, the true secrets of financial success. Number one, it starts with understanding. The how and the why. Do you ever question the how and the why? Or do you just take the advice of the financial world as it is? Now realize the financial world, Wall Street, the Federal Reserve, and including the politicians.
Sure.
And politics, remember that word? Poly is many, ticks are blood-sucking insects. So politics. And this is the source of your financial education and your financial information. They have bankrupted the United States government. They do not know how to stop spending money. They're spending an average of $2 to $2.5 trillion a year right now, more than they take in revenue. And how long could you run your household that way? It's not possible.
I'd be under a bridge.
Exactly. So we have to think macroeconomics, not microeconomics. Now, simply, what does that mean? Macroeconomics means if I make a financial decision regarding something, whether it's a mortgage, buying a car, capital purchase, college for my kids, or whatever, I make a decision. I have to step back and look at the ripple effect, because that decision is going to impact other areas of my financial life.
Big picture overall.
I call it the 30,000 foot view.
Right.
So you have to know how to find those elements of your financial world. And in my 49 years, one of my key mentors in my life is a guy named Don Blanton. He's been in the business almost as long as I have. He was originally a school teacher. He joined General American Life as a general agent 40 years ago. He became a top producer, but his goal was really to educate people. And over the years, he created a software program that I use extensively with everybody. It's called Circle of Wealth, okay? And it has calculators and all kinds of things in it that teach all of these concepts that I talk about on our show here constantly. The financial world don't show this. A key ingredient, opportunity cost, in my mind, is the secret key to unlock doors for real wealth. What do I mean by that? If I spend $1 unknowingly or unnecessarily, I lost the dollar. Agreed, Eddie? It's gone.
Yep, gone.
But what about the interest that dollar would have earned for the rest of my life?
Also gone.
So when I look at that, and I have a program called Chump Change I teach young people, you buy a car at age 25. You buy a $25,000 car, you finance it at 8%. The payment's $504 a month for 60 months. And at the end of that period of time, you've paid the bank $5,400 in interest.
Right.
If that $5,400 in interest had been paid into the family money farm, in other words, the family trust, multi-generational, hanging on to the money, that $5,400 in 50 years, when you're 70 years old, you're right at the cusp of retirement, $253,000.
It's a little more than the 5-ish.
So the car cost you $25,000 and another $253,000 in opportunity cost.
Is that why people miss it? They don't see that on down the road?
The financial system does not teach that, Eddie. I mean, I have all these initials after my name from the American College in Bryn Mawr, and not one course anywhere teaches opportunity cost. I learned that from Bob Castellone, who's another gentleman who was a mentor in my life early on, and Don Blanton, and that secret ingredient, understanding that, and then learning how to develop a program to stay in control and maintain the loss of that. See, it's about avoiding losses. That's what I do. I believe in avoiding losses, okay, and not taking risk. No risk and avoiding losses. And that alone will create for the average family $1 to $3 million more by retirement.
Are we not getting that taught because it's more advantageous for the banks than not have that information out there?
Absolutely,
Okay.
because your opportunity cost that you lost is the profit at the bank. It's that simple. It's their profit.
Because they are thinking way long term.
Right. Now, for the first time ever in my 49-year career, the University of Florida has now launched PEMLife.org, created by my buddy Don Blanton, that teaches exactly what I'm talking about. It's the first ever actual personal finance. It's a college-level course in personal finance. If you go to PEMLife, PEMLIFE.org, you can buy in and take this course for $99. It will be the best $99 you ever invested in your life. It's all online, and you have 6 months to complete the course, and it gives you access to a lot of the calculators that I use to educate clients. There is nothing like this anywhere else in the educational system in America. This is the first ever where what we're talking about is actually taught. College-level course, University of Florida.
Does this give you hope that the young people are going to at least have access to this
I've
type of
got
knowledge?
dozens of clients already pushing their young people into this course for $99. I mean, how do you buy a accredited course for $99 in a college, Eddie?
No chance.
So
chance.
Here's an accredited college course in personal finance for $99. PEMLife.org. Now, if I look at that and I say, macroeconomics, velocity of money and multiplier effect. Well, that's a lot of words. What do you mean by that?
That hurt my head, Tom. Please explain.
Okay, so if I have a capital warehouse, I have a source of saved capital, and I need to buy something. So I'm going to use my capital source, which could be the right kind, properly designed, dividend-paying life insurance policy with a mutual life insurance company. Because I'm going to accumulate capital in a policy that's guaranteed. And the average rate of return over my lifetime is 3.5%. It's not magic, but it's tax-free and there's no government oversight. Okay, you're in control. So I can take my cash value, sign my name, and tell the insurance company, I want to borrow $25,000 to buy this car.
Okay.
Now my policy over my lifetime on average is going to increase in value 3.5, maybe even as much as 4 with the higher interest rates right now. And they're going to charge me 5 or 5.25% interest to borrow. So I'm paying the insurance company interest. So I'm just like a bondholder for the insurance company. They loan me money, just like if they purchased a bond in the marketplace.
Okay.
They're going to earn interest. So I'm just a bond to the insurance company, but they have my cash value as collateral and my death benefit. So I'm a perfect borrower for the company. So because of that, they don't require me to make payments.
You're safe.
I'm a safe borrower.
In their eyes,
right. And
you're
so
safe.
because of that, it's unstructured debt. Now, this is where the real problem comes in, Eddie. It's called discipline.
Oh, yeah.
In other words, do you really want financial security in your future? Do you really, really want it? Are you willing to accept the discipline of making the payments back to yourself, to the company, the same as you would if you borrowed at the bank? Because if you miss a payment at the bank, they're coming to get you.
They're taking the car.
They're going to be nasty.
Yeah.
Now, does it take something being nasty in order for you to be disciplined? I don't know. That's a personal decision.
Some people are nasty to themselves to develop discipline. Some, you're right, though, some aren't going to have the discipline.
You know, it's perspective. Think of perspective as the filter or coloring of your lenses, okay?
Okay.
What you look through. And perception as your operating system. So you have to change the way you think
Getting kind
about
of trippy.
this stuff.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. Every day.
Because that thing I talk about, the 95% end up dead or dead broke. Now, this is a Bureau of Labor Statistics study that I heard 45 years ago. Out of 100 young people, they followed them through life from age 25 to 65. And at age 25, they had all these dreams and goals and everything and what they thought life was going to be like. And went back to find them at age 65. One had become rich. 1 out of 100
Sweet.
was rich. 4 were well off and doing pretty good.
Okay.
5 were still working because they couldn't afford to quit.
Yeah, we're at 10.
36 have died.
Ooh.
Mortality.
Yeah.
And 54 of them were dependent on other means for their actual survival. They couldn't make it on their own. So 95% of the people end up dead or dead broke. Now, I heard that 45 years ago. Guess what?
Still true.
It's still there. It's still true. Now, what does that tell me? With all of the knowledge and all of the new things and computers and everything that has come about, and people like me, I'm a small percentage of financial advisor type people in the country that teach the truth. Okay? Everything I do is verifiable mathematically, and I will throw this out today. I haven't done it for a while. $1,000 reward to any challenger that can disprove anything that I'd show a client or anything that I do. But don't bring Billy Bob's ideas from work or Aunt Mary's. Bring your calculator because you must mathematically disprove what I'm talking about.
Before we get done, I got a question for you. It's 12 minutes till 10 from the Fried Transportation Group studio. Tom Young of First Consultants is my guest. Here is, I don't know if it's related or not, when you talk about discipline, how much more difficult is it to have discipline when I can literally, and you know this, I can go on my phone right now, I can order something and I can have it on my porch. Want versus need. Is it too easy to fritter away our money because of technology?
Well, it hinders the process of being successful because we are an instantaneous society, Eddie.
I want it now.
And what that means is I have a current lifestyle that I live today. But I have to be concerned, and what we're talking about is my future lifestyle. So what I'm doing is I'm like debt. You know, what is the definition of debt? Now, a mortgage is not debt because I have an asset that is leveraged. I could sell the asset and get out of debt. But consumer debt is capital purchases, college debt, all of these things that are out there that I have now. If debt is definition, if I purchase something and I cannot pay for it out of 30 days of income, in other words, I have to carry the balance forward.
Oh, okay. You can't pay the bill. Okay.
I have now committed any earnings that I have yet to make to pay for something that will probably be worn out or gone by the time I pay for it.
Wimpy and hamburgers. I'll pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
You got it. You got it. Now, you know, we've talked about a lot of stuff here today, and I want to go back. I want to put some pieces together and connect some dots. in my research on this quantum financial system, and this was printed off of their site. It says, quantum financial system is an emerging concept that leverages quantum computing and related technologies to revolutionize finance and banking. While still largely theoretical, I like this article, theoretical, the QFS promises enhanced security, efficiency, and transparency. Here is an overview of the future system. And this was an article, you can go online, go to qfstechnologies.org and read about this. But this company, QFS Technologies, came into being in 2017. Now, the Nassar document talks about rainbow currency.
Yeah.
Okay. I already told you, I have on my phone, I can show you, I have a digital wallet, and I have rainbow currency in that digital wallet that I've actually purchased with my own money. Okay?
All right.
So that is coming into being right now. As
That's
we're
happening.
Sitting here. That's happening right now in the U.S. and Canada. Quantum financial system came into being in 2017. They went live in Europe in 2019. And they are in the process right now, 2024, in U.S. and Canada. This is there has been meetings, and you don't hear about this from the news media, but there are new rules and regulations that have to govern this in the U.S., and those regulations are being created right now on how this works and what's going on. So it is amazing, and quantum computing has been talked about for a long time. That's the new mega computers, that are 1,000 times faster than the best computer you can buy on the market today. And they can handle transactions. And my passcode, Eddie, is 12 distinct words to get into my digital wallet.
That sounds pretty
12
secure.
words. So it isn't. Nobody's going to hack my wallet.
A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4. That ain't going to do it, is it?
That's not going to. 12 distinct words are the passwords in the 12 passwords.
Got a couple minutes left. General question. How much of this do you see as good and how much of this do you see as bad for a typical American? Because you're talking over a lot of people's heads. This is a new concept, meaning most people don't.
Very, very much so.
Yeah.
I think for a lot of people, it's going to be a very painful experience. But there's no future. And the path that we're on in this country right now is unsustainable. And for years, I talked about the bullet train. I said, we're on a bullet train, and the politicians and the Federal Reserve and Wall Street, everybody's trying to make it go faster.
Yeah.
But the bridge is out.
But we're
now,
still
when are we
going
going to get
faster.
to the bridge? I don't know.
Yeah.
But the bridge is out. There's no end to this story. It crashes. And I have changed my analogy. Now we are in a battery-powered submarine.
Okay.
The battery has gone dead.
Not a good
Did you ever
thing.
try to charge a battery underwater?
Electricity and water
We're
aren't
sitting on the
fans.
bottom of the ocean, running out of oxygen. There is no future, no sustainable future. There is no politician. That's why they hate Trump so bad, because Trump is not a politician. He is an outsider. And he is the only one that I believe can guide us through this transition that is going to happen. Remember I said earlier, remember the day, July 30th.
July 30th. Yeah.
July 30th. Now, I can't say what's going to happen, but I got lots of things telling me that July 30th is an important day.
All right. I'm going to circle it when that is, what's today? The day. So 1 week from today.
Week from today.
All right.
And in managing finance and what's going on, we talk about America and the wars of the world and everything gone on. And this article, I don't know if you get Epoch Times. I recommend everybody. It's $50 a year. You get a paper once a week. But it goes above and beyond information. And there was an article. Now, this was from June 4th. It's treason of the intellectuals and dangers from within. The enemies from within are more dangerous to me than the enemies from the outside. Republican presidential candidate and former President Donald Trump said in a rally in Wildwood, New Jersey on May 11th. At the Springfield, Illinois event some 20 years before the Civil War, Abraham Lincoln delivered a prophetic message to his fellow citizens. At what point, then, is the approach of danger to be expected? I answer, if it ever reaches us, it must spring up among us. And if you're not following what's going on with the politicians and the news media and all that stuff, you can come and sit for 45 minutes. I will change your future. I will show you how to save an astounding amount of money and create wealth in your future beyond your wildest beliefs and dreams. You can get me at 724-728-6820. I'm in Beaver at 1413 3rd Street. You can find me at www.1stconsultantsinc.com. Go to cfo-project.com, put in your name and email, and you get both of my newest books for free. God bless you all. And that was so good, Eddie. This hour goes too fast.
Good seeing you, my friend.
God bless. We'll see you next month.
Tom Young.
For sure.
Yes. We're going to double check that.
Hi, folks. I'm with our good friend John Diagardi from Rome.